Welcome. We're here with Ali Fuad Selvi for to talk about his experience with the DDG Award. Um, and yeah, we can get started with the first question, which is, can you please tell us about yourself and your personal journey? Where did you complete your doctorate? What are your areas of research interest? And where are you living and working now?
Awesome. So thank you so much for having me. It's a delight to be back with TIRF in this occasion and also giving me an opportunity to reflect back on my TIRF-related journey and doctoral dissertation grant. My name is Ali Fuad Selvi. I'm currently an associate professor of TESOL in applied linguistics at the University of Alabama here in the United States. I did complete my PhD at the University of Maryland in the second language education and culture program back in 2012. My research interests are global Englishes, critical applied linguistics, and I've recently started working on platformization of language teaching, where a lot of teachers are now working alongside and within platformized environments, all the way from AI-powered language learning platforms to social media influencer teachers.
Great, thank you so much. And how did receiving a TIRF award impact your journey academically and professionally? For example, were there particular opportunities, connections, or experiences that emerged because of the award?
Uh-huh. Thank you so much. So first and foremost, I was very fortunate to receive the TIRF's DDG award. And probably at the time, as I was reflecting back on the journey, the first and the most immediate impact was supporting the dissertation research, right? So the fellowship had a significant impact on my research because then it gave me all the support and needed to carry out my research and carry out a comprehensive examination of the MA-TESOL programs at the time. So as I was looking at the DDG experience, and I was thinking, it surely helped me with the actual dissertation research. But I think the greater impact of the DDG award was broadening my understanding of the MA-TESOL programs, right? So it basically enabled me to engage with a wide network of stakeholders involved in the MA-TESOL program or the activity. So we often tend to think academic programs around students, but of course there are alumni, there are field-based instructors, there are practicum coordinators, there are individuals working in different parts of the activity. Of course, there are also the alumni, right? So who have gone through these programs and then sort of reflecting back on their experiences. So I was able to work on a number of different data collection instruments, including a survey, interviews, observations, and document analysis. And it did impact my research as well. So I did carry on my focus in teacher education and especially related to the notion of diversity, inequity, privilege, and marginalization when it comes to language teacher identity. And perhaps different from many of the DDG awardees, I actually left the United States after I completed my PhD. So even though my dissertation was very US focused, now that I came back to the US after so many years, I basically recollect all the information, all the understanding, the insights, and of course, that I gained from this whole experience now as a full-time faculty member working in an MA-TESOL program here in the United States.
Oh, that's super interesting. Thank you.
Thanks.
So to pivot a little bit towards like real world impact, how has your doctoral research influenced classroom practice, teacher education, educational policy, or language learning more broadly?
That's a fascinating question. And that was actually one of the questions that I've been sort of running at the back of my mind. So one of the concepts that I worked in my dissertation research was named as the omnitemporality of second language teacher education. And if I may break down this a little bit, so in any teacher education programs, be it Masters in TESOL and in any other sort of teacher education programs, and especially this is more salient in language teacher education programs, we actually bring individuals to our programs, but these individuals come with very diverse life histories, repertoires, competencies, experiences, failures, and successes that made them who they are, and they come to our programs. But obviously, when they come to our program, they're not going to stay there forever. Their goal is to join the future teacher settings, right? So, in other words, MA TESOL programs serve as intermediaries between individuals' past histories as well as their future trajectories. So, anything we do in the name of MA TESOL programs should then acknowledge what they bring to these programs, but obviously sort of travel future in time and then bring those future aspirations and trajectories or sort of imagined contexts and realities and sort of bring this into a very interesting amalgamation of meaningful language teacher education experiences. So this is what I combine with the Freirean notion of praxis. And what I do basically try to acknowledge, try to ask, what I do with my students is one of the first assignments at the beginning of for example, in the semester is to create an assignment so that they reflect back on their experiences, past experiences, be it a language teacher or a language learner, right? So, and of course, they also try to connect these two meaningful teaching experiences, either in present or in future time. So all of those will work as very dialectically, very symbiotically, so to speak, so that they can reflect on where they're coming from and of course where they're heading towards. So this is one very clear example that I sort of maintain in my own teacher education experiences.
Great, thank you so much. Um, yeah, that was a great answer.
Thank
And a
you.
little bit back towards just your research overall. Where do you see your research going in the future? So how are you continuing to engage with English language education? And in what ways has your research evolved since you received the TIRF award?
That's also a great question. Thank you so much, Iris. So, in addition to my current strengths in teacher education, teacher identity, issues related to non-native English speaking teachers, global Englishes, more recently, I've started working on the platformization of English language teaching. So, and especially um, since since post-pandemic periods, right? So a lot of us have transitioned to the platformized and digital immediate environments where we work within or alongside, or in some cases, or in most recent times, um, competing against or sometimes replaced by those digitally mediated technologies. So my current research actually looks at how we exist as both individuals and professionals within those platformized environments. So the platformization of English language teaching, as I see it, actually rests upon four different pillars. It includes the online language teaching platforms, tutoring marketplaces, AI-powered language learning platforms, and most recently, the social media influencer teachers. So these are some areas where we see an increasing number of language teachers working either as their primary job or as their secondary job or complementary jobs as in the gig, participating in the gig economy. So what I basically work on currently with myself, with my students, as well as with my transnational research partners, is how these platforms, these environments, discursively create how we understand language, English language, language use, language user, and ultimately language teaching. So this is a brand new ecosystem that we all need to take more seriously, and that's my research currently looks at.
Wow, that's very interesting and very pertinent.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, so this is my last question for you. How do you see TIRF's value as an organization in our field, either for researchers or for education more directly?
Awesome. So in my personal conversations with the students, in the courses that I teach, in the conference interactions that I have with attendees wherever I go, either AAAL, TESOL, in different parts of the world, there is not a single moment that I do not bring turf into the conversation. Either, hey, you should see their bibliographies. Hey, there is this doctoral dissertation grant. You would be a great fit. Hey, they got this mentoring program, and most recently the AI position paper. So there are a lot of things that TIRF touches upon that are very pertinent to who we are as professionals and in present time, as well as the forward-looking initiatives. So TIRF has a great mission, and I was very fortunate to be part of that process as a DDG fellow. And right now I am working with, whatever TIRF produces, be it as artifacts or policy work, or the conversations that are being held in conferences. So I'm excited that the TIRF is thinking about taking this to the next level.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This
Thanks
concludes
for
our
having
interview.
me.
Thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Iris.